So if they're the highest voice of authority and we're not learning the kind of things that you're talking about from the voice of the customer, then we're flying blind. We're trying to do this with one hand tied behind our back.
Yes.
Let me ask a question you may not anticipate, but I bet you I know what the answer is. On both sides of the spectrum, after you did these voice of the customer calls, which I'm sure is an ongoing process, what does that do with the relationship, both internally with sales, when you're feeding now this kind of information that they don't have? Because there is a very large alignment issue in the B2B world between marketing and sales. And then what did it do for the relationship with the customers that you were talking to? So both sides.
Interesting one. I would say sales, in a way, has a natural hesitation to open that door to marketing, always thinking, oh, they will finger points like, oh, you didn't understand this point. To overcome this, what we did was we now make it a habit to have the key account sales manager of that respective customer just listen in. It's understood. He cannot step into the conversation, but we want him to just listen in. We explained it to the customer like he is your key contact. It's for relationship building. With that way, sales here, this is no finger pointing or deep dive discussion on what did our sales not do to make you perfectly happy. They see it's an open-minded discussion. And to be fair, I would say 95% of our sales managers afterwards came to us and said, thank you. Actually, I have actionable insights now. I get back to the customer and I work on bringing a solution for a specific challenge I just learned now. So in the end, they are highly appreciative, and we then tackle it from a commercial team. For me, this is sales and marketing perspective. On the customer side, for me, I see them viewing it as an essential step to seeing Guntrax as a trusted partner, as an expert partner who cared about their real long-term development challenges, market challenges, and somebody they can ask a question to. Very often in these calls, our guys get a technical question, which they can either answer or say, hey, I put you right in touch with our expert. There's no charge to that, obviously. This is just we provide our expertise. And the more you do that, and if it's aligned with an overall value delivery and communication across all touch points, this builds trust, but it takes time. But then it's a cohesive approach. You talk rich content, you deliver rich content, you walk your talk, and then you are believable. And then you are really a trusted partner, which makes all the difference, I think.
Yeah, that vendors talk transactionally. Vendors talk about what they do and the challenges that you have that we can address. But if you can understand the greater challenges that they have to deal with for their success, and you can lend advice, and it may not even be something that you directly do, but if they can see that you're seeing them holistically, like you said there, and truly, honestly trying to learn and trying to help, then that transitions you out of being a vendor in that transactional world. And at the same time, it helps the sales team understand that. I did probably 8 series of podcasts, 8 different episodes on why do B2B CMOs fail so quickly. The number one issue was misalignment with the sales department. The number one issue. And it was because sales didn't feel like there was good value coming from marketing. And in fact, from an industry perspective, the content that marketing creates for sales, over 2/3 of it is never used. In fact, sales doesn't even think it has any value. Right?
Yeah.
Now, we can unpack that and a lot of that, right? But there's a lot that happens there. But the number one thing that marketing can do is be that voice of the customer. Most B2B companies do not have a chief customer officer.
Yeah.
But marketing, we're the department that has all the connective tissues to every single department, right? And if we see them as our internal customers, and how do we make them more successful? The number one way to do that is by bringing the voice of the customer to them. I think it's brilliant.
Absolutely.